Hello friends, welcome to my channel Go Digit. Today in this video, as you can see from my screen, we will learn about these following commands of the BC Container Helper. We will see each command one by one and see the what type of results these commands generate so that we can utilize them as per our need. In case you already know about them, then that's very good. If you don't, then just see all these commands in use and you can utilize it in your day-to-day use. So before we can start using all these commands, we must first have to set the authentication as well with respect to our online business central environment, right? So I have already made some videos in the past related to this command called new hyphen bc auth context. So I'm not going to explain about this, but I'll just directly run this one. Okay, so when you select this and run this up, you will see that this command is running and I will soon get one code along with a URL which I have to pass, and on the basis of that, I have to log in with my credentials, right? So this is the code, and now if I open the browser, so here I have to pass this URL, enter the code, and select my user ID to authenticate, and that's how now I will be connected to my BC environment, right? So that's it. You can close it up, and now you can see that I have been authenticated with this particular tenant ID, which is the ID of my business center, right? And now, as you can see that I've created one variable of called environment because I just want to run all these commands on the sandbox environment. So this is the name of my sandbox environment called test. Okay, so let's see the first command, which is called get hyphen bc installed extensions. Okay, so first of all, one parameter which it will take is BC auth context. Here I have provided the variable. Okay, so which is wrong here. So what I can do here is I can set it up this variable because this variable actually holds the information of the authentication based on this command I ran and passed the data to this particular variable. Okay, so I have to set this up, and along with that, I have to provide the environment details as well, right? Okay, so what I like, if I run this command, okay, sorry, so I have to run this in selection, right? Because currently this environment variable does not hold anything. So let me run this, and now you can see that it is now giving the list of all the installed extensions in my test or the sandbox environment of the online business center, right? So it is giving the information of all the installed extensions, which includes, you can see that Microsoft apps plus any custom app. As you can see that GoDigit app was there. And it is giving the information of the package ID, app ID, name, publisher, version major, minor, and everything, right? Published as global. It is giving the scope as well. So it is giving not only the list of all the extensions, but also the details of the extensions as well, like the app ID, package ID, scope, and all that stuff which you need on various uh, occasions, right? So it does not do any like filter any data with respect to that. It will give you the list of only uh, global apps or the dev apps, something like that. But it is giving you the information of all the apps, right? Now let's see. Now after this command, let's see the use case of the second command, which is get hyphen app JSON from app file. Right. So here it takes one parameter called app file where you can provide the path of any app file which is available in your local system. Okay, so I provided the path where this one of the app which is already installed in my test environment. I am passing this .app file just to see if it can give me any details or not about this particular app. So if I run this up, so as the name suggests, which is get the app.json file from the .app file. So it is giving you the results accordingly, right? Which is the name, publisher, version, runtime, target, application, platform, resource exposure policy, and all that stuff, which are the details, which are the part of the app.json, right? It is giving the details of the dependencies as well. So this is the use case of this command that it will give you the details, the data of the app.json file from the .app file, right? Let's see the third command, which is called the get hyphen and go auth context. And here, if I will pass the variable which is auth context, okay, and if I run this up, so here you can see that it is giving me, because I've authenticated using the device login, so it is giving me the information of that authentication basis, that uh, the tenant ID, the scope part, right? So this is something, if you are interested, because there are multiple methods of the authentication which I have covered in the past videos. So if you are using the device login, so it will give you the device login details accordingly. If you are using some intra applications, the app registration part, it will give you the information of the client ID of that application ID and that tenant ID and all that scope as well, right? So this is the use case of this particular command. Now let's see the another command which is called get hyphen bc artifact url. Okay, so this command basically will give you the information about what exactly going on currently. So for example, select parameter. Okay, so select parameter here. You can see that if you want to know what is the next major version of the business center is gonna come, what is the next minor version of the business center gonna come, or like what is the current version which is currently going on. Okay, so if you select current, it will give you the information that 24.1 is the latest one, current one, which is currently going on. If you select next minor or major, okay, so along with that, we have to select accept inside a EULA as well. Okay, so for example, if I run this up, by the way, it will generate the output in some minutes, or we can say accordingly. So please be patient about it. But the thing is, what I was explaining, that when you select the next major option in the select parameter, or the next minor parameter, or the next minor value in the select parameter, along with that, you must have to input this parameter as well, hyphen accept inside a unit. If you don't select this, and if you try to run this up, you will get an error, right? If like for example, if you type get hyphen bc artifact url select current. Okay, so because you want to know the information of the current business center which is going on, in that case, you don't have to use this parameter. So if you run this up, you will not get any error, and you will get the output as the whatever the current version of the BC is going on. But if you are using, or if you want to know, then because these versions, whether the major version or the minor version, are still not released by the apps, by the Microsoft. So if you want to know those things, you must have to add this parameter as well, that you are interested in particular the next versions of the business center. Okay, so accordingly, this command is generally very helpful on the basis of, like, when you are creating a business central container, right? Based on that, whatever version of the business center you want to, you can select from this particular command and then pass it to the commands of the BC container creation, right? As I said, it will take some time, so that's why we have to wait a little bit, and then it will give you the results, which is in case because currently is 24.1 is going on. So next major will be 25, and the next minor will be 24.2, because we know that Microsoft releases major versions twice in a year. So in April 2024, Microsoft released version 24, right? Uh, okay, so seems like maybe some internet connection problem, or I don't know, but I'm getting this error. Okay, no problem. But as I told you that it will give you the information of the major version. So as what I was explaining that currently 24 was released in April, and then 25 will be released in October, right? So that's the case. So I'm expecting that when you run this particular command, you will get the information of the version number BC25, right? So I think I can cancel it out because we have to cover the next commands as well. Or meanwhile, I can do something that I can open the next uh, instance. Okay, so we will not stop that output, but let me copy rest of the commands. Okay, I'll copy these commands in the second instance, and along with that, because we need this information as well, so I'll copy these commands as well here, and then we will see accordingly. So first of all, let me run this up, and then we have to do the same operation. So let me open the Microsoft.com device login, and let's copy this code, paste this up, select the credentials, continue, and that's it. So now it is authenticated. Okay, so now let's learn about this command called get-bc available restore periods. Okay, which again takes one parameter of bc auth context where I provided a variable name and along with the environment details. So if I run this up, oh sorry, uh, I think I have to cancel this up. Let me select this one only. Okay, basically this command will give you the information based on the environment you have selected, that whether any restoration periods from which date to, like for example, you can see here that from 14th of May 2024 and this particular time till 28th of May 2024, which is today, and this particular time the restore of your database versions is available, right? Which you can pick up and restore your environments, restore your data accordingly, database, right? About restoration concept, I have already covered in the past based on the where we have learned about the admin center. In admin center details, there we have covered this portion as well, so you can see from there as well. But this command is giving you the list of those things, and from here you can take a decision that on whether any particular data is available on of that particular period in which you are currently interested, right? Sometimes from the backups perspective that okay, I'm interested in 14th May backup details which I can restore. So those informations are available using this command. So you can just run one command and get the list of those details accordingly in just few seconds, right? Now let's see this command called get hyphen bc containers, and it takes only one parameter called include labels. And if I run this up, so you can see here, it is giving me the information of my local uh, Docker container of Business Central. Like it is not giving the information of the online SaaS Business Central, but it is giving me the information of my local Business Central Docker container, right? Which is the name is BC24, and you can see it's 4 weeks ago old, and the version is 24.0. Country is US. Okay, so this is what you will get the details of your the running Docker containers in your local system when you run this particular command, right? Now let's see this, which is called next command, which is called get hyphen bc environments, and here we have to provide the same parameter called bc auth context. When you run this up, now it will check the environments, the available environments in the online SaaS Business Central, which is connected to this auth context. Right. So you can see here that currently one is the production environment running on in this particular version of Business Central. One is the test sandbox environment running on in this particular version. And then one more sandbox environment is running on with this particular name, with this particular Business Central version. All three are active, and uh, you can see from here that it is giving you the information of your uh, running active environments of the online SaaS, right? Make sure, like if you want to run this, you must have to use authentication mechanism of include device login, because if you use the app registration authentication, then it will not work. It will work only with the include device login, right? The reason is that because these are the very confidential information details, which and only the global administrator have the right to do so. So that's why. Okay, so a user authentication is required and not the app authentication is required, which we generally use via the app registration medium. Okay, so that this is the use case of this particular command. Now see the second last, which is the get hyphen bc published apps. But before that, let me see if I get any output or not. Let me cancel this again, and I can directly say test. Okay, no. I think yeah, this one we were running. Na? Okay, so let me run this again. So meanwhile it is running. Let's see this command. Get hyphen bc published apps. Okay, so if you remember, the first command which we learn is get hyphen bc installed extensions, right? It was also using the same details, same parameters, right? So where we have seen that if I use or if I run this command, it is giving me the information of all the installed extensions. But if I run this up, so you can see here that it is also giving me somewhere the same information, right? The published extensions in your particular uh, environment which you have selected or which you have passed as a parameter in this particular command. However, the basic difference is, for example, you can see here that all are Microsoft apps. Okay, so I'm drilling it down slowly, and if you see all the global apps information uh, are showing up here. This does not mean that it will show only the Microsoft apps of your particular environment, but it will give you the information of all the apps which are published on a global scope, right? Global scope means like which are directly downloaded and installed from the app source, right? Which are not directly installed from the VS Code as a dev extension, right? So that's the difference. And the second difference is, as you can see, that it is giving you the information of only ID, name, publisher, version, and state. Whereas the BC install extension was giving you the much more detailed about all the extensions which are installed, whether it are dev extensions, global extensions, and other details information of your app. Okay, so you can use both these commands as in uh, whatever the use case you have with you. Okay, so the last command is get hyphen BC container tenants, and as you can see, I have just provided the name of my container. So from this command, you can easily understand that it is not for the SaaS Business Central, but it is only for the local container. So now, if I run this up, it will give you the information of your local Docker container. Like you can see, like this server instance, database name, database server, database username, state, okay, ID, tenant ID, and uh, AD tenant ID, environment name, environment type. So these are the informations which you will get of your local Docker container when you run this particular command. Okay, so it is still running. I don't know, but I'm giving you the output of this command that it will give you the output of 25 version. Okay, you can test it and run it in your own local system to verify the output of this. Okay, so that's all in the today's video which I wanted to share. I hope you like this concept of where I have shared the multiple commands of the BC Container Helper module and how we can use them, what exactly the output these commands generated. Okay, so that's it. I hope you like the video. If you like it, please hit the like button and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video.